welcome back to my channel. It's Shantae from Simply Shantae's Plans. In today's video, I'll be sharing 3 of the latest ERIN CONDREN teacher lesson planners as well as some accessories that will be available on launch day, which is May 16th. I only have 3 planner options here, but there are several different ones to choose from. I do have one in each of the sizes that will be offered, the 8.5 by 11, the 8 by 10, and the brand new 7 by 9. I'm going to go through each of these planners and share some logistics, and then I will share some of the accessories. I have the timestamps listed below if you want to jump to a specific planner. I'm going to go in order from largest to greatest, and let's dive in. So, this first one I have here is the Coiled 8.5 by 11 teacher lesson planner. All of the teacher lesson planners are going to have the same interior layout, which is the horizontal, and I'll show you that in a little bit. The only exception is that the Coiled Spanish version of this planner will be undated. All other options for teacher lesson planners will be dated. This book is going to start at $60 and will come in a variety of coil color options. Here I have the platinum, but the rose gold, black, and gold will also be available. This is the In Bloom version, but there will also be a Harmony colorful version as well. I have here an interchangeable cover. There will be other interchangeable cover options and vegan leather cover options as well. Like I said, this is the 8.5 by 11, and these 2 interior designs will not be available in the 7 by 9 size. Let's kind of move into the planner so you can see what it's all about. When I first open the planner, we get a title page which tells you what type of planner this is and a spot for you to personalize it with your name. Immediately following that, you have a page for All About Me where you're able to put your name, school year, classroom resources, websites and passwords, all that kind of good stuff. There's other spaces here for classroom events and dates information, and then these 2 boxes are up here for you to discern what you'd like to use for them. In my past planners, I've used these boxes for school uniform or dress code and school spirit days or any theme days like that as well. This page does have a tab on it. It says Contact tab. This is, of course, the In Bloom colorway with the In Bloom font. We have 2 communication log pages here. After that Contact tab, they both have a section for date, name, and reason resolved. Personally, when I use this teacher lesson planner, I do not use these pages for communication logs. Rather, I use it more as an address book for the students on my caseload that year. On the second page here, we have a tab. This tab says 2022-2023, and we turn the page and we get to a year at a glance overview. It starts with July 2022 and goes through December 2023. Now, this covers more than your academic school year. Most school years will start somewhere between August, September, and go through, May or June, but this gives you a little bit of opportunity to do some forward planning if you need to. After that, we have the year plan page, which is again marked by this beautiful tab here, and it is a very simple spread. It starts with January here at the top and December. One of my main gripes with this page is that I really want it to start up here with July or August and then kind of go that way just because that's when the school year starts. It's confusing for me to start over here, go down this way, come back up over here, and then go over here. So I usually redate this so that my start month of the planner is up here. That's just a personal preference. So this page can be used for a lot of different things. Since I am a special education teacher, I like to use this as an annual / triennial / initial IEP tracker. I put all of my big IEP meetings here. That way I can really see how many I have per month to kind of give me a visual of how to allocate my time. After that page, we have another tab for the graph pages, and I usually use these for my service provider schedule. Again, I am a special education teacher, so I like to put the occupational therapy schedule, the counseling schedule, the speech and language schedule, and any other services that my students may have or get pulled out for. That way I know that I am not pulling them or planning to work with them at the same time. Other teachers use this page for a seating chart or other types of incentive trackers for scholars, but that's typically what I use it for. I do already have a video up on my channel about how I set up my teacher lesson planner, and I plan to film another one for the upcoming year. So if you're looking for inspiration on how to use these pages, please check out my other video, and also stay tuned because I will have another one coming up. Following that first set of graph pages, we have another one. There is some examples at the top for you. So create seating charts, organize groups, track learning assessments, and log other important information. It gives you a little bit of a guide. Following those graph pages, we have two blank notes pages that don't appear to be attached to any particular month. I normally draw some graphs on these pages and write a classroom purchases tracker. I have my current teacher lesson planner right here, and I actually didn't use this. I ended up using this page digitally, but I did want to show you what it looks like when I set it up. So this is typically what I do on this page. Like I said, I ended up doing this digitally this year and not using it here, but this is one idea for these two notes pages here that are right at the front. Okay, let's keep moving right along. We are entering one of the monthly sections now for the teacher lesson planner. So each monthly section, you're going to get this full notes page on this side with a small quote, and then about 3/4 notes page on the right side with a spot down here that says dates to remember. Now my planner that I have here is starting in July, but there will be some different start month options for the Coiled version of the teacher lesson planner. This will not be available for the Softbound teacher lesson planner. Immediately following this sort of dashboard type page, we get into the monthly spread. This is where we really get to see the beautiful In Bloom design kind of live and breathe. These boxes are fairly large. They are not lined, but they do have a lot of space available. I'm just going to set my ruler on one so you can kind of get an idea of how big it is here. It's about 2 inches across. And then up and down, there's a better word to say up and down, about the same. So they are pretty much square. There is a section here for notes if you wanted to put anything there, and then there is a small calendar on the bottom corner for the next month. I love how functional these monthly spreads are. I definitely utilize them in my current teacher lesson planner, which I'm going to show you now. Here's an example of one. It's really fun to get these decorated and organized. They're a great place to kind of map out the month at a glance. I have friends who kind of also map out their unit plans on the monthly view so you can get a real global overview, but these pages are super functional. And right after that, we go right into the weekly pages. So this one here starts in June and July 1st is here at the bottom. They are weekly. What I mean by that is they have Monday through Friday here along the side, and then they have several different categories across for you to use. Each of these boxes are the same size, and again I'm going to pull out my ruler just so you can see about how wide these are. They're a little bit less than 2 inches wide, and each of them are the same size. There's 3 on the left side, 3 on the right side, and then this extra column here that can be used for a bunch of different things. I've used it for several different things over the years, and one way that I use it is my prep list of what I need to prep for the next week. Alright, the one thing about this planner is that it is horizontal, so that means Monday is going to go all the way across, Tuesday is going to go all the way across. Some folks have actually prefer this to be vertical, so have the dates up here, and you can easily do that with stickers if you wanted to. However, I kind of like it this way just because the way I organize these different buckets is kind of my two different hats as a teacher. One side is my lesson plans for my different types of small groups that I will have with students with IEPs, and the other side is more of my case management tasks and to-dos, as I will need to assess students, progress monitor, handle paperwork, and schedule a bunch of meetings. So I like that it's this way for my own personal usage, but again, if you're looking for something vertical, you can either white this out or use stickers to modify it to meet your needs. I'm just going to keep going so you can kind of see what a month section looks like. If you do notice, the colors are a little bit different here, and that's only because half of this week, or more than half of this week, is actually June. So the In Bloom ombre here is the June colors, and then more of this peachy ombre color, cherry blossom color here for July. I'm going to keep going. All of the weekly pages for each month are the same, so you could easily plan quickly if you needed to, or pre-plan the month. And as we end the month, we have 2 more notes pages here. I use these notes pages in a very specific way, and I'm going to show you that in my current planner on a month that I haven't done yet. Just because I have confidential things in the other one. This is my staged one, actually. So this is how I like to use this page. This is a staged one that I did. But basically, I like to draw this little square here, and then each bucket is a different person that I frequently collaborate with at my school site, and I just throw everything that I need to talk to that person about right here. It's a quick brain dump. When I meet with them, I can come back here, check if there's any topics, because there's so many things going on all the time that I frequently forget what I need to talk to people about. So here I have my principal, my vice principal, my program specialist, the lead ed specialist, the other special ed teachers at my school, my speech and language teachers, my OT, my school psychologist, my paraprofessionals or teacher aides, my coach, the gen ed teachers that I work with, and then anybody else that I need to communicate with. That might be the business manager, that might be the front office staff. If we have any contractors or behavior support people, I also will put those here as well. But I like to use that notes page for that. I also like to use this notes page on this side for meeting notes or anything that comes up during the school year. And my first year of teaching, I actually used this page to keep track of big wins that I had that year, because your first year teaching, you need to know what your wins are to keep your morale up. After those 2 notes pages, we move into our next monthly section, which for this book is August, and it kind of repeats itself with the new In Bloom theme. So I'll just quickly flip through one more month so you can see, and then I'm going to go to the back of the planner so you can see what else is included, because lots of things are included in this book. Alright, and now we're already at September, so I'm going to flip, like I said, to the back. The last month in this book is June, so it's a 12-month book, and after June there's a tab here that says checklist. Now, before I get to the checklist, I do want to point out that at the end of June, we have those 2 notes pages, and then we also have these 2 notes pages. So there's a lot of space for you to keep track of things. Then we get into the checklist tabs, and these are the student checklist pages. I am obsessed with these pages. I always add more to my planner every year because they are so useful and helpful. I actually think I wrote on one to show you one way that I use them. But these are great for tracking student data. They're great for tracking permission slips, parent volunteering, anything that you need to track. You can easily do that here. I typically like to keep one for student data. I like to keep one for progress monitoring. I like to keep one for case management tasks. So here is an example of a spread that I have in my planner each year where I have my students' names. These are fake students' names, not real students' names. And then all the things I need to do for an annual or a triennial IEP meeting. And then I'm able to track those here. I also was playing around with the same thing on this one, but several of these pages are included in the planner. You get 7, and you do have the opportunity to increase the amount that you have to 14 if you want to. They do have a teacher record book which has a ton of these checklists included, or they do have just an A5 set petite planner of these, and also a coiled version as well, which I, like I said, highly recommend because I use these so frequently. Following the checklist pages, we actually get some free stickers, and I really like the In Bloom stickers. I have not seen these colors before. Typically, they're the classic easy colorway, but there is such a variety here that are both functional and cute, would look good on the monthly spreads or on the weekly spreads, and you might have noticed that I've already used a bunch. But at the top, they have some functional kind of scalloped boxes, these are definitely circles up here that say different things. There are some decorative stars, apples, exclamation points, asterisks. Down here these have PTC, which a lot of people have asked me what that means. It actually stands for Parent Teacher Conference, and then IEP, which is Individualized Education Plan for Students with Disabilities as well. Then there are some more of these foiled stickers that have some more phrases in them. These appear to have rose gold foiling, if you can kind of see that, and they're really, really pretty. The next page has some more different functional type stickers. First day, 50th day, 100th day, last day, as well as some assembly, field trip reminders, all of those kind of things. Next we have some more of these really functional stickers, but I love these ones with the quotes here as well. Again, rose gold foiling, and I just really love this really soft, neutral, well, not neutral, but like softer palette of colors here. And then in the back, you can see I've already used some of these stickers, but these are just some flag stickers that you could use anywhere in the planner or in a notebook if you needed to. Sometimes I've used these stickers on the checklist pages or the notes pages to write what type of meeting it is or the date or something like that, but these do come in handy, and I'm super glad they're included in the book. After that page, we do get a 2-pocket folder. This is beautiful In Bloom design here, and it has a great space in between. It's also in the back. This planner does have 3 sheet protectors included. However, I do believe that when you originally grab the planner, before you make any customizations or anything like that, it's only going to include 1, and the extra 2 are going to be an added charge. But I typically get 3 because I do use these. I'm going to show you my current planner again, because here we have our arrival and dismissal procedure. I also have our staff code of conduct. I have our phone dictionary, and as well as our important school calendar dates here, and then I even have some other papers back here. But I love getting these sheet protectors and keeping this information right where I need it. And like I said, it's my current teacher planner, so it's kind of messy. Inside this first sheet protector here are some very special stickers. EC started doing this a few years ago, where they actually give you a variety of holidays per month, and they tell you what date to put them on, so you can add them to your planner as you wish. They also have a few functional stickers at the top. What I did notice about this set is that they are the typical EC colors, which don't necessarily match up with the In Bloom design. For example, here is May. It's this light greenish color, and if I look here, these are still the peach. So they aren't going to look, in my opinion, super great with these months. So I might choose not to use these because when you do peel off the sticker, there is a bit of the monthly color on it. And it's gold foiling, which the rest of the book has rose gold foiling, which for me is, I don't like to mix my foil colors. But you do get these from June 2022 all the way through June of 2023. So you get, I said June, but I meant July. So you do get a full year of these stickers included in this Coiled book. Let me just go ahead and put these back in the pocket here. And that is the end of this planner. It's fairly straightforward as far as what you're gonna get. I love this planner. I've used the 8.5 by 11 Coiled teacher planner for several years, and this year will be a little bit different, but this is one tool that definitely helps me every single school year. The second planner that I have here is a 8 by 10 Softbound planner. This is the Focus version, and it comes in camel, but it will also come in a sage green color and the half moon design. So this is like the half moon design here, and the sage will just be a green. So it will look like that on the outside of this book. Like I mentioned, those two are going to be the Focused. The Softbound 8.5 by 10 will also be available with an interior design of the Harmony Colorful or the In Bloom, which is the one I just showed you first. The exterior designs will be a beautiful blush color similar to this one on my current teacher lesson planner, or it will be the In Bloom cover, which will be similar to this, just in a vegan leather option. So that's kind of what's available for this size. The Focused is what I'm going to go through now, which is similar, very similar to the In Bloom that I just showed, but it is a little bit more streamlined. Let's get into this Softbound Focused version. So I mentioned the Softbound, you will not be able to choose your start date, and that's because it is not a Coiled book and it is sewn in. As far as the guts go, they're very similar and come in the same cadence as the first teacher lesson planner I showed you, so I'm going to go a little bit quickly, but you know, feel free to pause and rewind as needed. The first pages here are the All About Me pages, where you have space to write your name, your school information, and any of that kind of thing. You also have space here for events and volunteers, these two blank boxes similar to the In Bloom ones, and then this spot down here for classroom events and date information. Then you have the communication logs here, your year at a glance page, again starting July 22 and ending in December 23, your year plan page starting with January going through December, your log and graph pages, the same amount of these pages as in the Coiled version. And here is a page that we didn't have in the Coiled version, at least I didn't see, and is a new to the Softbound planner. So this page is the holidays page, and it starts with July 2022 and goes all the way to December of 2023, and it has all the different holidays that are likely included on those stickers that we saw in the Coiled version, but there are no stickers included with this one. At least there wasn't in the version that I got. So I think this is their EC's way of reconciling that with this book. This makes sense to me because the Focus version is supposed to be a little bit more streamlined, definitely truly neutral, so having a bunch of brightly colored stickers just doesn't really match the overall vibe, and I do like this page. One thing to note about the Softbound version here is that there are no tabs, so there isn't a tab on this page, and it's easy to miss if you're not looking for it. So you may want to add a tab to this page. You may want to add like a highlighter for certain holidays or things like that, but I overall am excited that this page was an addition to the planner before we get to that first month. So the difference here that is in the Coiled book was from this book was that these two pages before the first monthly section was lined notes pages, and now it is these holiday pages, and we get right into our first month section, which is July. Before I jump into the first monthly section here of July, I did want to point out that the starting costs for these planners are going to be $35, which is a considerably different price point than the Coiled version, which is starting at $60. So if you're thinking about affordability or you want to gift this to a teacher, this one might be more affordable. But I just wanted to throw that out before I forgot. So back to the monthly section here, we do have that full notes page on the left side and then about 3/4 a page on the right side with a section for dates to remember. Then you have your monthly section. I will show how wide and how tall these columns are compared to the Coiled version with my fancy EC ruler. These ones are a little bit smaller. Less than 2 inches, and then here, let me go this way, and about 1.5 this way, and that's partly because this is a smaller book. So the other book was 8.5 by 11, this one is 8 by 10. I have used one of these planners in the past for something other than teaching, and it was more than enough room for everything that I needed to use it for. So let's just keep going here. This is the focused version. So while we still have the same amount of columns and we still have that same horizontal layout, the columns are touching each other, whereas the Coiled version, the columns, there's a little space between, and there are just lined, no color on this page at all. I do want to show you an example of what I mean when there's space between versus not space between, because that can be a little confusing. Alright, so just to clarify what I just said, if you notice in the focused version, this first column is touching the second column, but in the Coiled version, there's a small gap in between. That's going to be important because if you're someone who likes to grab the subject header labels from EC, I have some example ones here. They fit great in the Coiled version. They're made for this planner, as you can see here. Perfect, but they do not fit in the focus version, and I'll show you that in a little while. Actually, no, I'll just show you right now. It's these sections are a little bit too big. So they fit a little better than they did last year, but still not quite as perfect as you might want. All right, going to keep moving through so you can see a full monthly section here. We have the exact same cadence as the Coiled book, so not much difference here, just again more stylistic differences than actual content differences. So we're at the end of the month. If you remember, in the Coiled book we did have those extra notes pages, but we do not have that in the Softbound version. We go right from the end of the month into the next monthly section. So if you're looking for extra notes pages or space, the Coiled version may be more suited to your needs. Then we go through another month. I'm just going to flip through quickly so you can see the cadence is exactly the same in the Softbound version, but this one is a little bit more compact. So here's the end of August. You can see here that I pulled out a ribbon. There are 2 of these ribbons included in the book. Let me grab the other one here. There are 2 of these ribbons included in the book to help you mark your space. One would be great to put in your monthly view, and then maybe one for your weekly view. That's again because the book is not tabbed, and also because you won't be able to use the regular snap-in bookmarks because there's nowhere to snap them in. It's a bound book. So these ribbons are there to help you out. The other thing that is different about this book is that there is no pocket in the back. And there's no stickers included. But what we do have here are the checklist pages, the student checklist pages that I mentioned earlier that I love so much. There are several of these in the back. That is the Softbound version. I went through that one really fast because, like I said, the inside is very similar to the Coiled version. The main difference is its focus, so very streamlined, no tabs on the inside, no pocket. However, you could add a sticky pocket from EC if you'd like to. No stickers included, but they do have that holiday page in the front, I think back here, for you to track holidays if you'd like to. Now, I'm going to get to the planner of planners that many people, myself included, have been asking for several years, and that is the teacher lesson planner and the 7x9 size. Now I have here the half moon design in this like light taupe, or you know, I don't know what color this is, beige color, but this is also going to be in another pattern as well. The inside is focused, and that is going to be your only option for the Coiled Focus this year, meaning there won't be an 8.5 by 11 focus option available, and there won't be a Harmony Colorful or In Bloom 7x9 available. So that is a little bit disappointing, but remember, this is the first time they're doing it, and so I'm guessing they want to see how it sells first before they offer it in several different shapes, designs, colors, all of that. But I did want to let you know that, like I said, this one is going to be available in this cover. It's also going to be available in the Focused Arch and a Harbor color. These 7x9 Focused TLPs are going to start at $45, and they will have a few customization options available. One is the coil. I have a gold coil here, but you will also have the option for platinum. It doesn't look like you're going to have the option for rose gold or black, but you will have gold or platinum. Then you do have some option to do some embossing here if you'd like to do that. Same with this Softbound one as well. You could do some embossing to personalize it. These are not going to be the interchangeable covers, so you'll want to keep that in mind as well. Okay, I'm just so like giddy to get inside this planner because while it looks very similar to the Focus one, there are a few differences between the two. I have already decided this is the teacher lesson planner that I will be using next year, but I do think that I will change this cover out for this one just because I like this one a bit better, and it is a little bit more simple than this one, but that is just a cosmetic preference. All right, let's get into it. So first page, similar to the other planners in that it has a title page and a spot for you to personalize it. This one does have like dark black gray tabs, and these tabs match the ones on the Coiled 8.5 by 11 planner. They just are black because they are matching the Focus theme. So we open up the book. We have All About Me section, classroom events and volunteers. If you remember from the Softbound 8 by 10, excuse me, these look identical. They're the same interior layout, just different size again. So there's that. Then we have the contact tab. We get into our communication log, or as I like to call it, my address book. We have the tab here for the year at a glance page starting July 2022 to December 2023. Our year plan, same things here. Our graph pages, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Then very similar to the Softbound, we have these 2 pages of holidays. Now these ones also don't have a tab, so again, if you want to call these out, you may need to add one if you want. Otherwise, you could just remember that it's there and come back to it. This one, because it's a smaller book, not all the holidays could fit on 2 pages, so they are on this extra page back here. Then we have a full notes page here before we get into the first monthly section, where we again have that full notes page and then about 3/4 with a box for dates to remember. Then right after that, we have our first tab section and our first monthly view, and I'm just going to go through 1 month so that way you can see, because like I said, it's very, very, very similar to the Softbound. So let's get into it. But first, let me show you the boxes. These monthly boxes are a little bit more than 1.5 and a little bit more wide, I should say, and then about the same for the height. Now, I'm not entirely sure if these are the same as a standard 7x9 planner. I'd have to double check, but I'm willing to bet it is. They do have this note section here for you to write stuff, and then 2 calendars at the top, one for the previous month and then one for the month coming up. And then we get into the weekly spread. Alright, so I was just going to show you one monthly section and leave it at that. However, I did want to show you a couple mock spreads so that way you could really get a sense of what this planner, the 7x9 size, might look like in action. And one thing that really concerned me was I was afraid that I was not going to have enough space for everything that I put into my teacher lesson planner. I'm currently using an 8.5 by 11 coiled focused teacher lesson planner, and so what I did was I took a week from this school year, week 10, all the way back in October, and I completely transposed it into the 7x9. And while I did have to use a little bit more shorthand in certain things, I was able to fit every single thing that I had in the bigger version. So that was really exciting to me because this one is going to be way more portable for me and also lighter, easier to carry around, and you know, I just prefer the 7x9 size. So I was excited to see that everything worked out perfectly. The other thing is that I definitely always have a teacher lesson planner on hand in case I want to use it for something else. I have used these for project management in the home, I've used it for content planning, I've used it for meal planning, and I also have just used it as a regular planner. So I did want to show you that as well, and I did a mock spread of one of my weeks from last year in my life, last July, and I just laid that out for you here. Instead of having it be horizontal, I went ahead and I actually put the dates across the top and put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I did it that way because I like my Friday, Saturday, Sunday all on one side, but you could have your notes kind of sidebar over here and then start your Monday right here. That's available too. And then what I did was I just went ahead and I kind of put like things that were happening on the day at top, a to-do list, meals, my health and wellness workout routine. Then I also put different things like affirmations or things for social media. I also had some things on the sidebar here, and yeah, I just thought this was a really great way to use a planner as well. So if you aren't a teacher and you're not planning on getting a teacher lesson planner to help your teaching practice, there are tons of different ways to use this planner as well. Alright, and then lastly here, I did want to show you again these subject stickers because I have a ton of these sheets because for some reason I used to order like 20 a year, and while I don't ever use them anymore, it's mostly because they don't fit, and that's going to be true for the 7x9 version. If you can kind of tell, it does go over into the next column next to it. Now these columns are a little bit smaller than the 8.5 by 10 again because this is a smaller book. So just for the sake of fairness, since I did this with all the other ones, I will show you here too. It is a little bit more than 1.5 inch wide and then a little bit more than 1.5 inch tall. Alright, let's keep moving. That's pretty much all of July. I was using mock spreads there just to give you an idea. Since I am going to use this planner, I think I'm going to start right here because this is when my professional development starts during this week. And that's the end of July. At the end of July, we have 2 notes pages and then we have 2 more. Because this is a 7x9 book, the team over at EC wanted to make sure that we had enough room for our notes and everything. And since they're smaller pages than the coiled version, they just added more of the notes pages. So you can expect that in the 7x9 size. We get into the next monthly section and everything repeats itself all the way to the end. The last month in this planner is going to be June, before we get to the checklist tabs. Here again, we have the tab checklist and then several pages for the same purpose. You can use them for multiple different things. It's going to come with 7 and you can choose to add 14 if you'd like to. I'm just going to get through here. Now, unlike the coiled In Bloom or Harmony colorful 8.5 by 11. This one is not going to come with stickers, but it is going to come with a pocket in the back. Now this pocket is just white neutral to match the Focused kind of design, but I am so excited about this pocket just because, you know, I wasn't expecting that, so that is one thing that really caught my eye and got me super pumped for the 7x9 version. Now it is a vegan leather cover, and this one is tan, and I just know, I work at a school, things do not stay clean. So I actually picked up this EC 7x9 folio, and I'm going to store my life planner, my teacher lesson planner in here for the year. When I am traveling to and from work, I'll probably take it out at work, but if I'm like going to a meeting or anything, and it just fits perfectly in there. And that's mostly just because I'm gonna want it to stay nice and try to keep it clean, and this is one of my ideas for that. I can also put little business cards or anything like that in here, and carry a pen as well, so that will make it really compact for carrying around the school. And I think that's going to work out great. I'll be sure to check back in about that as the school year next year progresses, but that is what I am planning for next year. So that is all the planners that I have to show you right now. I do want to hop over and share some accessories because there are a ton of accessories coming out with this latest launch. The first one I have here is the Cool for School sticker book. This is the 6th edition of this, and it's going to be $15.50. It has stickers upon stickers, and I'm just going to show you the back really quick before I show you on the inside. But there's a ton of stickers in here. I actually think they look really good in the Focused collection, but they're going to match nicely with the In Bloom or the Harmony Colorful as well. The stickers do have some Harmony Colorful elements on it, and I'll show you that in a little bit more detail in just a moment. But here you go. There is over 600 stickers in the sticker book, so that is a lot. All right. So this first page here, I already used one, but it has some really functional stickers on it. Ooh, these are kind of like the more thin stickers, the more thin washi type stickers. These ones I think are cute and functional. I probably don't use these ones as much, but they are kind of nice. Here we have some big box stickers, great for those weekly or monthly spreads. This one is the alphabet. I always use these to write my name in the inside of the planner. It comes in these colorful version and then in gold foiling, and I love these ones. They're so pretty. Then we have some more stickers. These ones have the days of the week, so if you are interested in redating to make it more vertical than horizontal, you could use these. Next we have some washi strips here with some different quotes on them. These appear to be rose gold foiling on these. We have some functional stickers here. Some have little catchphrases on them, some do not. We have some translucent functional stickers. Some more of those. I really like this light pink color. I'm really feeling that one. Then we get these stickers. These are some of my favorites because they have a spot for you to make a title and then 2 spots for times, and I use these for IEPs every year. They're so helpful. Then we have some more kind of flags and function stickers here. They have some of the colorful harmony elements right there. And then we get to the end of that sticker book. Like I mentioned, this is going to be $15.50, and this is definitely something I pick up every single year. Real quick, I want to go back to the folio. So this one is the regular 7x9 one, but there is going to be a larger version of this available in blush for the larger teacher lesson planners, and that one will be $42. And there will be a new clip folio, some new bag options, and a bunch of other new stuff. But I do want to show you some of the Focused teacher accessories because there's not usually that many Focused accessories. So first up, we do have some of the notepads, and there hasn't really been a truly neutral one before. So this first one here is a substitute report notepad, and I actually really like what they did with it. They took some feedback, I think, and took out some of the language that was used on the old versions of these. So now we just have helpful people to talk to, including reliable students, other teachers, principal, VP, secretary, some timed activities, absences and tardies, classroom behavior, then a spot for you to jot what happened and what didn't quite get done, as well as a few notes. At the top, you also have a spot to put your teacher name and then put the date. And I really just like how simple this is. The other ones were really busy and had a lot of color, but this one is just very discreet, and I just prefer this one, quite honestly. The color on here is kind of like a light beige and then a muted dusty pink as well. Secondly, and this one is going to be $10. Secondly, we have a note from the teacher notepad. This one is also not new to the teacher lesson collection. However, this focused version is, and I'm very, very excited about this one. It has a really nice muted green color. There is a note from at the top, so you can put your teacher name. It's puts the student's name and date. There is options for the teacher to check, and then a spot to write a personalized note, a spot for teacher signature and parent signature if you need that to go back home from school. So I really, really like both of these notepads, and they are both $10. We also have a few new notepads. This is a 2-pack of notepads. It's called the Notepads and Planning Project Weekly Task Notepad. So it's a 2-pack, and they come like this. This is going to be $18. This first one here is for tasks. So you have daily, weekly. You also have like a habit tracker over here, and then a nice little box for whatever you need it for in this beautiful muted yellow. And then this one is project planning. So project details, objectives, start date, end date, milestones, a checklist, and then some dot grid here at the bottom. And I think both of these would be super nice together. Maybe if you didn't want that big teacher lesson planner, or maybe your lesson plans are digital but you need something to keep track of just in the moment, both of these notepads would be super helpful for that. This would be nice if you wanted to hang up on the board or something for students to see what they are working on. I'd like both of these notepads. We also have another 2-pack of notepads. These are list pads, so they're a little bit of a different size, and this 2-pack is $15. It is a checklist and graph list. This first one on the left here is just all graph paper, and you could do a lot of things with this, and it has a week of at the top. And the second one here is a week of again, but it's just a giant running to-do list. So again, if you don't want that really large teacher lesson planner, your plans are digital, or you just need to brain dump something or anything like that, this is going to be a go-to notepad and be super helpful. Honestly, both of these packs of notepads could be helpful for things other than teaching as well, and I would definitely be picking these up for home because these ones I'm going to take to school. We have a couple more different focused teacher accessories, and I'm just going to take this one out. We have one sticky notepad here. This is a 3-pack of 3 different sizes. We have a larger square, a smaller square, and then the kind of flags. These are in different blue tones. On the back of this, it actually tells you how many sheets are in each one. So of the flags, we have 50 sheets. The smaller square, we have 25, and then of the larger square, we have 25. Also, this is non-toxic adhesive, recycled craft paper packaging, and the paper here is actually recycled paper. So this is kind of one of EC's newer initiatives, is to be a little bit more eco-friendly, and these sticky notes match those guidelines. We also have this set of sticky notes if the blue and the square is not your jam. So we have this kind of half dome shape, and then these 2 semicircles. We have 25 sheets, and 50 sheets again of these. So they kind of just slid right off the packaging there, but those sticky notes are available as well. And we are really winding down here to the accessories that were sent to me. This is the Focused pencil case. It's going to be $14, and this one is a little bit hard to open in my opinion, but it is just a pencil case for you to store any of your writing tools, maybe a scissors or a ruler as well. This kind of matches the Focused arch design that has been coming out this year, so that's kind of nice. Personally, this accessory is not my favorite. I think while it is trying to match that eco-friendly vibe, it is a bit hard to open and feels like it won't be durable for the whole year. But I will test it out and let everybody know. Real quick, sorry I'm jumping around everywhere, but I didn't share how much these sticky notes are going to be, and both set is going to be $8.50. Along with those accessories, we do have 2 ballpoint pens. This is going to be a 2-pack here, $18.50. They're going to be black ink. These again are part of that eco-conscious line, so they have a sustainable beechwood barrel, and the packaging is recyclable, reusable paper. Woo! And these are just ballpoint ink pens. So both of these have a really pretty light pink design with like the fake wood. It really reminds me of the Flora version of this that came in one of the seasonal surprise boxes. They're very similar in weight and feel, so if you've picked up one of those, they're very comparable. But I just wanted to write something on the sticky note so you can see how they write. I'll write hello EC family, and they're just a ballpoint pen. Honestly, I'm more likely to use ballpoint pen at work just because I don't care if they get lost or stolen or run out or anything like that. Okay, moving right along, we are almost there, friends. We do have a set of dual tip list markers. These are new to EC this year, and basically they are very similar to the stamp markers that have come out in the past, but these ones have specific markings for teachers. So I'm just kind of gonna go through and show you each one. The orange one here is an EC asterisk. There are dual tip, so each of the other tips are black. You can just see that here, and that's true for each color regardless of what the list color is. Here is the orange asterisk. After that one, we have a purple X. The kind of, I don't know what color this is, like seafoam green, is a more of a dot, so kind of like a dot marker. But I notice when I press on it, it takes a little bit of time to actually learn how to press it to get a full dot. Like I haven't actually, this is probably as close as I've ever gotten with these markers. So there's a little trick to them. The red one is an open circle. I'm going to draw 2 of those just for fun. And that one's a bit easier to use. And then the black one is actually a check mark. So they look great on their own, and again, I just want to make sure I'm doing it correctly. They look great on their own, but they also look great in the check mark as well. So if you're missing an assignment or taking data somehow, you can make a little code for yourself. And then this one is a slash, and that slash is going to look just like that. Now, some people might be like, what do I need a slash for? And for a lot of different reasons. You could write, you know, like 5 out of 10, a score. Just pretend that's a slash, but you could write like the first try, second trial, anything like that. These are great for taking student data. So that's all the ones that are in this little pack, and they are really handy on those student checklist pages. So let me pull that back out. In the coiled version, I actually was playing around with these a little bit, and I just wanted to see what they would look like. So this is also me trying to learn how to use the markers, but I had some different categories here. And in this instance, I used the slash to mark the date a paper was sent home and then a date it was returned. So slash, it was sent on 3/11 and then returned on 3/19. So that's one way. The X here I use for students who don't get translation services and things like that. So you can just kind of see here. And again, I was really trying with that one dot type marker, but it was a little bit hard for me. So there's a ton of different uses for these. I'm definitely excited to use these for progress monitoring and keeping track of student data, but these are a nice addition that I think EC should have probably considered having a long time ago. These list dot markers are going to come in this pack here. It is a 6-pack, and it is going to be retailing at $15.50. If you love these list markers, then you will also love the gift with purchase, because it is a special edition of these list markers. It's red and it's actually a heart. So you can see that right there. So that is one of the gift with purchases this year. At the time of this video, EC had not shared the second gift with purchase, so I will update with the second gift with purchases in the description box when that is announced. We have a couple more things to share, and then we will be wrapping this video up. This is again from that eco-friendly collection that EC is going with this year, and these are actually a circle paper clip set. These are going to be $8.50, and again, it's that same eco-friendly packaging. There are 30 different paper clips in here. Circle paper clips look like this. So there's 10 of each color. We have gold and light pink, and then like a more of a coral color. So those are really cute. $8.50 for that. And then we also have a binder clip set, which I'm guessing is more blue tones based on this rubber band here. And these look like this. So there is a box on the inside. What is this fun thing? Oops. Oh, rubber bands. Cool. So there's some blue rubber bands in here, and then also these binder clips. Along with the teacher lesson planner and the accessories that I've shared, there are just so many other accessories that are launching. I couldn't possibly show you them all, but I did want to show you one thing that I think is essential to get every year, and I probably use the most after my teacher lesson planner. Whenever I have to send a letter home via mail, I grab one of these labels. I say it's from Miss Shantae, and then I covered it up right here, but it has my school's address underneath, and that way I don't have to write it. Long story short, I'm just really lazy and I don't have to write it, but they're super quick to grab. I only have like 3 left from this year, and this is the design I went with last year, but they will have these address labels in a lot of the designs that will match the teacher lesson planners for this year, and I recommend getting these every single year. The next way that I use the address labels is I grab these circle ones, and I actually put these on some clear folders that I use to send paperwork home that needs to be returned and signed by the family. So I have a set in Spanish, and I also have a set in English, because those are the primary languages that I serve in my school site. And they just say, please sign and return to, it says my teacher name, my title. I have my phone number on there, as well as the information to call or text. And then at the bottom it just says thank you or gracias. And I honestly have seen such a high return rate of paperwork sent home in backpacks having these really bright fun labels to put on envelopes, or like I said, to put on the reusable folders that I have as well. So I personally, if you're looking at what is your must-have after your teacher lesson planner, I definitely feel like the address labels that are coming out in the new designs are major key. The last thing is I use these book labels to put on things that I loan out to students, or my computer charger, because you know everyone uses the same computer chargers at school and everyone wants to know where theirs is. So I put these on my things, and I also make sure that I tape them down, not just stick them on. But again, I have received a really high return rate on things that I have loaned out, whether that be books, sensory tools, anything like that. I've been getting them back this year by using these kind of labels that can be found on the EC website. Alright everybody, that is all I have for you today. Be sure to check out my Instagram page, because I have a ton of information over there about this teacher lesson planner launch as well. If you have any questions about how to use a product, or if you want to see something, please let me know, because I am a teacher by trade and love questions about things. So please let me know in the comments if you need to see or would like to see anything more. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and stick around because I'll be back for the next one soon.